Hey y'all, Julie Gray here. I am excited to talk to you today about a really specific concept that has vast implications in the world of productivity and procrastination, but well beyond that. What I want to explain is this idea of separate realities. So there's a lot to this, but just the sort of nut of it is that I can't ever have your thinking. And you can't ever have my thinking because we have lived different experiences. We've had different conditioning, we've had different training, we have had different relationships with our thoughts, right? So, and with our feelings. So, like, I literally can't ever know how you feel or how you think about something, and vice versa. And I find this a wildly freeing understanding, right? Just the fact of it, that I just can't know. It allows me to be more curious, frankly, as a coach, and to just really step back and try to understand where somebody is coming from, even outside of coaching. It allows me to have a lot less judgment for myself or for other people, right? Because I literally can't know, really can't know where they're coming from. Even when they explain it to me, I can only understand it through my own thinking, right? So this is the world of separate realities, and this is what we're living in. Now, what does this mean in the world of productivity and procrastination? Well, this has tons of implications. What very often happens is that you come to me and you say, I've got this really cool strategy and I want a time block, or I want to do the Pomodoro technique, or I want to do X, Y, and Z in order to be more productive, right? Great, I understand that. I totally get that. And what's happening there is that people have identified a particular strategy or a particular way of being. Maybe they saw their coworker do it, maybe they saw their perfect sister-in-law do it, who knows, right? Everyone's got that person and they want to emulate. And I think that's really interesting and useful, and it's missing the point that your very best strategies, how you move through the world, can only really work with how you think about life and how you navigate life and how you want to navigate life, right? Your reality. It can only work with that. And so what people are doing all the time is they're grabbing onto all these strategies that really don't fit them. And they're trying to actually shift themselves. They're trying to mold themselves to fit a particular strategy. Well, that just can't work, right? That's just exhausting. That's going to take discipline and accountability and a lot of trial and error and a lot of frustration, right? You can't fit a square peg into a round hole. So the question really is, like, where do good strategies come from, right? When you look at all of the things that are out there, what you realize is that they are somebody else's insight, right? Those strategies are an insightful understanding about what works best for them. What works best for them. And so it's such an epiphany, right? And it works so well for them that they write blogs and they write books and they, make it a technique and they put it out there into the world. And some people it might be useful, and other people it's gonna be that thing, that square peg, right, trying to fit into a round hole. So what are your options here? What can really happen, or what's on the table here is that you can look in the direction of your own insight. You can look in the direction of what actually works for you. Now, where do you find that, right? We've been so oriented and conditioned to look outside of ourselves that we don't even see. It's actually invisible to us all the ways that we're moving life forward naturally and without a ton of thinking about it and just getting things done. We actually don't even see it. I had a client who said, I want to learn how to break down goals, right? I want to set a goal and I want to work towards that goal and I want to chunk it down, right? Like that very classic strategy. I want to not procrastinate. I'm going to break it down into bite-sized pieces and I'm going to check things off moving forward. Well, we sort of walked through that system for him. This was years ago. And he would, only partially do it. And then one day I was at his house and we were walking through, and he points out this bathroom that he's renovating. He says, "Yeah, I want to get this done by the end of the year, probably." So I've started by, moving everything out, getting everything cleaned up. I had to fix a couple of things. And then, next I need to buy I need to buy a new toilet. I need to, buy a new vanity. And I'm probably going to call this guy to help me. And I was like, dude, this is long-term planning that you've chunked down into steps. And he honestly, and I don't even know, he honestly, I don't think even still sees it, because he's doing it, but it's so invisible, right? It doesn't look like a strategy. It just looks like the obvious thing to do. It's just what you're doing. And this is where the gold is, right? This is where your best strategies for how to live life in a so much easier way, how to navigate things so much more naturally, this is where they live. And yes, they are invisible. So what you're up to, what I would offer here, is for you to start noticing the parts of life that just move forward, that you're not thinking about, and seeing what you're doing. These are your best strategies. Somebody looking at your life would go, "Wow, Sally, that's such a great strategy. How do you know how to do that?" And you'd go, Sally would say, "What are you talking about? This is just what I do." These are your best strategies. They don't live outside of you. Yes, great. Keep looking, see what resonates. Maybe you can take pieces, right? Maybe something can prompt an insight. But the most important thing here is that you are looking for your insight. You are looking for the thing that makes just common sense to you. Just easy and simple, and it's not something you have to grip yourself really hard in order to accomplish, because that doesn't actually get us anywhere. Okay, this is where I want you to look. Remember to subscribe if you're interested in learning more about the new paradigm for productivity and procrastination. And until next time, take care.